Do you recognize immaturity in another? You probably do, but what about in you? We mature over a lifetime, but if we listen to the thoughts in this video, we will know where we're doing well and where we need growth. Although no one has arrived, it's good to make sure we stay on the road toward being fully grown up because life gets easier, others appreciate us more, and I think God smiles as we do. I'm Dr. Lisa Ryan, and I'm here to use my education and life experiences to support you in becoming all you're meant to be. I'm learning right alongside you, as much of what I teach about has no end point. We just get better and better at embracing age-old truths and using our minds well. In order to function well in a world that isn't always so good, we need to know everything we can about productive and mind-soothing thought processes. Unfortunately, we don't get taught this stuff in school. Wouldn't it be great if we all got a course called Growing into Maturity 101? There are different types of maturity, like physical and sexual maturity, but in this video I'm talking about maturity that has no age number attached. Society approves of mature people, and there's good reason. Maturity seekers make our world a better place to live in. Let's look at the traits of maturity and see how we're doing. Probably fantastic, right? I'm going to talk about 4 areas of maturity: emotional, behavioral, social cognitive, and spiritual. Let's start with emotional maturity. An emotionally mature person is comfortable showing their true self. They can let others see who they are without fearing that they will be seen as weak. In other words, they can be vulnerable. As a side note, when we're open about ourselves, others feel the freedom to do so as well. Vulnerability shared can be a beautiful and supportive thing. Another quality in this category is empathy. We usually are pretty good at understanding what someone else may be experiencing if we've been through something along the same lines. But a really empathetic person can accept the feelings of others even if they don't particularly relate to the situation or the other person's response. Being able to care when someone feels very differently than we think we'd feel is a step up from average. We like people to empathize with us, even when they haven't had our experience. We like our feelings respected and cared about, no matter what other people feel. I think this next step of emotional maturity is tough for a lot of people. It's managing emotions. We don't get tested in this area until something upsets us or gets us really excited. Either way, understanding our emotions and expressing ourselves in healthy ways is the goal. You wouldn't find any great leader screaming uncontrollably, throwing a tantrum, pouting, investing lots of money right after hearing about a good deal, or walling up because he or she is mad. Notice I said great leader, okay? Also in this list could be expressing love for someone before really getting to know them, or at a time that's inappropriate. The flip side of this example is being able to express love appropriately. Self-pity is another common emotion we need to learn to recognize and steer ourselves through, because mature people may feel the emotion, but they don't sit and take a long bath in it. A long bath in self-pity is like a long bath in sewer water. It doesn't refresh and it smells. In the behavioral realm of maturity, we find self-control, setting boundaries, and taking responsibility. A person with self-control doesn't eat every sweet they see just because it's free or because it's available. Instead, this person thinks about consequences and manages their impulses. Instead of acting on immediate desires, they consider the results. Boundary setting is about establishing personal limits and respecting those of others. A person can have the best intentions and still be disrespecting someone else's boundaries. I used to think that if I could see something that a loved one was missing, that it was my duty to help them see it. Now I know that if someone isn't receptive, my efforts won't matter, or it will just be annoying. When someone resists, a mature person notes it and backs off. So now my favorite, taking responsibility. Being accountable for our own actions and their consequences is a hallmark of maturity. If you find yourself blaming others or making excuses like why you're always late or why the work isn't done, then heads up, there is room for growth. Aren't you thrilled right now that you found my videos? If we add vulnerability that we talked about before to being accountable, then nice statements like, I have a problem with being late, I'm really sorry I inconvenienced you, can come rolling off our tongues. The next area is about developing socially and cognitively. A mature person can establish and maintain meaningful connections with others. Aspects of their relationship include trust and respect. Healthy relationships are a sign of social maturity. Another sign is the willingness to consider different viewpoints and be flexible in one's thinking. This is being open-minded, and it's very mature. This doesn't mean that we think everything is okay or that we always agree. It means we're teachable and we don't get stuck in our own viewpoint no matter what new information is presented. How can we learn to live better if we can't hear new thoughts or examine ourselves? If we are critical thinkers or cognitively mature, then we analyze situations and make sound judgments based on logic, reasoning, and our values. Lastly, spiritual maturity is perhaps the most important aspect of maturity to consider. I say this because everything I've talked about so far is enveloped in the process of growth and development in our relationship with God. Spiritual values become integrated into our daily lives. Connection to God helps us understand ourselves and our world. We understand that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. Every single trait of maturity that I've talked about is discussed in the Bible. These ideas can also be found in many other places, but the Bible encourages us to live with and for God. There's a big difference between just doing life as we see fit and conducting our lives from a place of respect for God and others. As I look around the world, I see a lot of immaturity. Today, for instance, I complimented 3 young women who were working in a walk-up-to-the-counter kind of restaurant. They were working hard, and sadly, I see less and less of that. It's really a favorite of mine, meaning not favorite, when I go into a store and a couple of clerks are talking in the back or looking at their phones. Sometimes they don't even address their customers. I feel sorry for whoever is paying for them to be working there and for the customers who have to interrupt them to get any help. Doing the job we're hired for to the best of our ability is mature. Goofing off or doing as little as possible isn't. Anyway, as I got this video material ready, I realized that describing maturity isn't all that easy. We know what it looks like, but listing some of the identifiable traits took a minute. I hope this video helps you think with more awareness. When we wake up our brains to specifics, we can gain insight. We want to be the mature people that we can be. And I mean keep maturing throughout life, because life is better and easier as we grow. We will continue to face problems, but our ability to do so increases with maturity. If we are going to live this life, let's do it the best we can. Although these ideas are about us, who we are affects many people. Let's make the effort to cultivate the traits of maturity and enjoy the steps along the way. Each one of us matters because we make up the whole of humanity. Remember, you are beautiful and acceptable just as you are, and I encourage you to pass Growing into Maturity 101 with flying colors. Let's do it.